We get to sit and talk to Christine about her client experience. They left us an amazing review, and I just want you to share. Tell us about like what happened. Who are they? Let's start there.
So, two sisters. They were awesome the first time I met them. I loved their energy, but I also loved the fact that they were first-time sellers. So I walked in, the vibe is very much they're skeptical, they're scared, they're nervous, they're overwhelmed. They have no idea where to start, how this goes. They just know that they want to sell their house. When they came in, they were under the impression that the market was not good. They had heard from a lot of people that houses was taking very long to sell. They've seen their neighbors sitting on the market. So they came in kind of thinking, we want to sell, but the market's not good. And is this the right time?
Why do you love first-time home sellers?
I love guiding and protecting my clients. And when people come and I know that they're in a vulnerable position where they need that guidance and they need that support and they need that protection, that's my vibe. So I go straight into it. I'm like, okay, I got you. I want you to relax. We're going to go start to end. You're not going to have questions. We're going to answer everything in advance. We're going to have a plan, strategic.
So what happened after you met with them? What happened next?
We had our stager come in and meet with them. Their house was amazing when I walked in. Very, very personal, but I loved it. It just had a really good feeling about it, but we needed to neutralize it. So they were on board for everything.
So then once they go to market, then what happens? This is the first time for them.
Because I prepped them on everything that was going to happen in advance, they were very relaxed while being on the market. I had already told them what to expect in terms of showings. We decided it was going to be best for them to move out of the house just because we expected a lot of showings and they didn't want to have to live through all of that.
Do you find that that's happening a lot now? Like, are people often leaving the house for showings like permanently?
I think it really depends on the type of property you have, how you're positioned, and how you're priced. If you have a really hot property and we're pricing it properly, we can anticipate a lot of showings. So depending on your personal life, your situation, whether you have kids, you have pets, your schedule, sometimes it is easier to not be there for a very short period of time. So in this case, it was like 5 days that we said, hey, you know what? You want to go stay with your mom? Stay with your mom for 5 days. It just allowed us to have constant showings. We had 49 showings in 6 days.
What happened when offers came in? What did that look like? And was it what they expected?
We were confident we would receive multiple offers. And sure enough, we received 7. I let the clients know in advance what those 7 offers would potentially look like. From our experience, when you have a lot of offers, usually have a few that are going to be on the lower side, maybe scare you a little bit and think, what is happening? And then you'll have a bunch that are somewhat in the same range, and then 1 or 2 that are really competitive and done their research and are putting in really strong offers. So they were prepped in terms of what those offers could look like, and it was bang on in terms of what we received.
So then you went through the offer process, they found the right buyer.
Absolutely.
And then what happened?
The offer we got was a great price, but it equally had a very short conditional period. And that is also something we talked about in advance, is what do conditions look like? What is important in an offer, right? So we're not just looking at our price, we're looking at closing, conditions, clauses, etc. Basically, we're sold firm within 8 days of going to market.
That's exactly what we strive for at the Flowers team. You guided them, they listened and embraced everything you said, and then it turned out exactly like you said it would.
Was amazing. That's exactly how I would say it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It was definitely teamwork, but they were very open, willing. They listened to everything that we guided them through and suggested that they did.
So if there's somebody out there who's in that potential same situation, what would be your first advice that you would give to somebody like that?
Call us. Call us. No, I mean that sincerely. Because we do care and we are here to make sure that you have a great process and results. And I think it's really slowing it down and making sure that you know what step-by-step looks like and how we go from start to end flawlessly, stress-free. When there's a plan in place, it's not scary anymore. And when you've been guided and advised of what things look like in advance and proactively, there's not now what happens next, now what, because they already know what it all looks like. Very important to know. The market is not horrible. This example proves it. It's all about how you position your home, how you're priced.
Your strategy. Yeah. If you're in a similar situation or you just want to know more information, feel free to reach out, theflowersteam.ca. We're absolutely happy to help.